Hi, I just want to share about brave leadership because I think it's an important concept, especially for junior and middle management. Now, many people want to go to the next level, but what does actually going to the next level take? And how do you go from aspiration to the actualization of it? Now, in my work with executive leaders, as well as in my own 20 something years corporate career and building businesses, I know that there are three things that get in the way of actualization. The first one is about working on yourself. It's about yourself, your self doubt, the way you think about yourself, how much you know about yourself, the lack of self awareness. That is the first part of brave leadership. The second one is about some sort of skill. Now, if you're not able to achieve something, sometimes it's because of a skill gap. So we'll tackle that in brave leadership as well. And the third part, you can learn, you can be more self-aware, but it all boils down to the action. And in the corporate life, you are hassled with a lot of demands from here and there. And what tends to happen is you become unfocused. So you just do unfocused action and then get unfocused results. And 5 years down the road, you realize you're still in the same place. So we'll turn that around in this program as well. So let's tackle it one by one. From self-doubt to self-mastery. Self-mastery is the first component because, again, you really need to understand who you are, what you bring to the table, and what is your definition of next level. The second part is about skills development, honing down those skills that you have gaps in, and finally, doing what matters. Of all the stuff that you need to do, the whirlwind of your daily life, making time for the things that really matter and make an impact. So when we talk about self-mastery, there are three components. First is understanding your design, your why. Now, your why is not some kind of vision board or purpose that you want to achieve. Your why is actually who you already are. It's why are you you? Why do certain problems frustrate you? Why are you so good at solving certain challenges? Why are you created and how are you meant to contribute? And understanding yourself in that way also opens up an understanding about your current belief systems. Some beliefs are okay, you can continue using them. Some beliefs are quite disempowering, or it could be past conditioning that affecting those beliefs. And then finally, understanding your ikigai, where your strengths meet the needs of your target audience. What are you a genius at? And does that relate to what your corporation needs? Because sometimes the blocking point between you and the next promotion is because what you can offer does not match what the corporate is looking for, does not match the corporation. So that's where another decision needs to be made. So that's all in the self-mastery section. And I believe that by going through all three of that, what tends to happen is you become more authentic. You know who you are, you feel more comfortable in your own skin. It's not about affirmations and fake self-confidence. It is about authentic acceptance of who you are and authentic understanding of how you are meant to contribute. Nobody can take that away from you. You'll live with that forever. The skills part is kind of relatively the easy part. It's identifying the gaps, hone that particular skill. But I also want to emphasize that when you go to the next level, it becomes more and more important for you to relate to other stakeholders in the corporation. And sometimes the problem with that is that you have a silo mindset. You're department centric. You might have been doing what you do for the last 10 years, and you've looked at business just from the eyes of someone in your department. And you can imagine if everybody does the same thing, you have this thing called a silo mindset. People argue instead of working in synergy. So many corporations want managers who have a more helicopter view of business, not just be a department manager, be a business manager. Even if your title is head of that department, you make decisions and you relate to other people as if you own the business. And you have a more wider view about how your decisions impact the wider organization. That's a helicopter view. And yes, that includes imparting more business acumen to take you out of just your shell and understand how your decisions actually affect the organization, how market situations affect organizations, what really impacts the numbers in the business, really understanding that. And that's quite satisfying for a lot of people who've just been used to doing the do. They grow in that they have a wider business acumen. Now, this skill development part is where also when let's say you partner with other skill providers, not just myself, right? This is where we all can put in our own little expertise, and depending on the skill that needs to be honed, work with that member or work with that group of members to provide skill development workshops or skill development coaching or whatever shape or form. Because in truth, nobody masters everything. Like I can say I'm good at certain things, but there's certain things I have no knowledge or not enough knowledge to speak about. So that's where we partner together. In unfocused action, we want to convert that to doing what matters. And that's about setting priorities, creating useful habits, eliminating unuseful habits. And for those people who are more committed in terms of, they want to hire a sparring partner or work with people like me continuously, what they get is also the insight to help them crush the challenges they face on a daily basis. And you never know when this is going to happen. That's why coaching, the best athletes and the best performers always have coaches, because it is that regular interaction of hashing it out, really, and seeing what you don't see if you are inside of yourself. So how do we implement this Brave Leadership program for your organization to serve your members? Well, we need to understand that people come with different levels of commitment, whether it's because of they're not trusting yet of service providers, or they have a financial limitation, or they have a time limitation, or they haven't built the emotional drive or need to really get help, really be serious about it. And some people just simply don't believe enough about what they are wanting to achieve to commit anything to it. So that's why when we want to implement Brave Leadership or any program into your membership community, we have to think about the different shapes that it needs to take to cater to different levels of commitment. First is the free stuff, right? It could be a PDF download, it could be a webinar, or it could be a coffee chat, or whatever you call it. That's free stuff. That's short. It could be a podcast, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So it's very efficient in terms of time and money. Well, it's free, so it's very efficient in terms of money. But it gets those low committed people in, include them in. The second level is cheap and good. Okay, I'm ready to spend, but not more than $100 or £100 or whatever your currency is. So we need to provide that option, or maybe not more than a couple of hundred, instead of a couple of thousands, whatever your price range is. The next one is leveraged program. Now, leveraged program usually is in the form of group activities, group coaching, and it's not less quality than bespoke, customized coaching, because actually in group coaching, you learn from other people, not just a coach. So you can argue it's better, but I'm just going to put that one step lower than the bespoke program, simply because usually the financial investment is lower. And you're kind of a bit invisible in that group coaching. A lot of people go into group coaching because they don't want to be just facing the coach alone, get intimidated. So they want to hide in a group of 5 or something, so that's group coaching. But yeah, we can make that available. And the final part of obviously is working with that particular service provider on a bespoke coaching program. So again, if we look at how we can implement this Brave Leadership program, let's gradually put together 4 steps of implementation. First is the free coffee chat. Second is a one-off paid workshops or something. Then a group program. Then a private program is an optional thing. So many ways we can implement this. If you like what you see, feel free to connect with me. Feel free to tell me what you're thinking. Digest this for yourself. Talk to your team. Tell me what you're thinking, and let's hash out how we can work together. Thank you.